Well, hi again, everybody. My name is Greg Anderson, and this is the Good Timekeeping Show with Greg Anderson. And today, a few more watch reviews. I went bargain hunting at some local Walmart stores, and eventually I found these watches. Sometimes you can find them all at the same Walmart store, and in this case, I went to different Walmart stores and eventually found them all. So this is the main one I'm talking about here, the MRW-210H-1A. And this one here with the white face, this is the MRW-210H-7A. So, and they're big. I mean, so here, look at how they compare to this watch here. You know, that's a good size comparison there. It's just big. And I like that about them. These are diverse style watches, of course. This has a bi-directional bezel, so it doesn't click or anything. It's just, it's a bargain watch. And it moves pretty easily, but not so easy that you would accidentally move it around. So it's got a little, I like the feel of that. Okay, so what can I say? Very simple 3-hand analog watch with the day-date window at the 3 o'clock position. Here around the dial, you've got little markers for the military time or 24-hour time there inside of this ring of the 12-hour time indicators. It's kind of a raised chrome look on those larger numbers, and of course then you have the main every 10 minutes here on that rotating bezel. So pretty simple here. Just runs on a battery for about 3 years. All resin construction, except there's a metal back on it here, and let me just show you this real quick. As you can plainly see, there's the main model number, cased in China, Japan movement, module number 5474. But you really don't need to know the module number unless you want to, get batteries for it. Every 3 years you replace the battery. And this back is held on by these 4 tiny screws. Pretty simple to get in there and replace the battery. And as far as any of the functions and features, and do you need an owner's manual for this watch? Probably not, because it's pretty straightforward. Let me just show you how this works. In fact, I'll show you the setup here on this watch just so you have a little bit more of a sense of variety. Again, this is just kind of the white face with those chrome-looking raised numbers around the dial. And so, okay, how do you set this watch? Well, it's like all other watches, or a lot of analog watches work the same way. So the crown here, it just spins freely in this position. It's pushed all the way in, and nothing happens if you spin it this way. But if you pull it out, then you start to get into the setting functions. I'm going to wait until the second hand gets up to the 12 o'clock position, and then I'm going to pull the crown all the way out, because when I do that, it's going to stop the second hand from moving. So if you want to synchronize this watch to anything in particular, like atomic time or some other clock, then you can do that by... Well, this is how I like to do it. I'm going to pull the crown out when it reaches right up straight to the 12 o'clock position. Okay, and I pulled it all the way out. There's 2 positions. It clicked out twice. And, depending on the camera angle there, you might say, well, that's not pointing exactly at the 12 o'clock. Well, I don't know. It's a budget watch, so maybe it's not exactly pointed up, but, well, we'll see. All right, the first thing I want to know here is it showing AM or PM? And the easy way to figure that out is I will now advance the hands, and as I go here past the 12 o'clock position, the date and day of the week have not advanced. So that tells me that now I'm in the afternoon PM time mode for this one. So if I bring it around again here, and now let's say it's 10 p.m., it's 11 p.m., and now you can see the date is starting to advance. That usually finishes right about midnight, and then after midnight, the day of the week starts to advance, and you can have the day of the week in Spanish or English, the abbreviations. So there I go. Now I know that this is showing about 5 a.m. I'm going to go ahead and synchronize this to my best source of atomic time here in a moment. But right now I know that the actual time is, we're about 10:39 or 10:40. Let me find out for sure. And Casio recommends that when you set this, you actually set it about 4 or 5 minutes past the actual time and then back it up to the time you want to set it to. And in this case, it's going to be 10:40. And as soon as my atomic time source tells me that it's 10:40 and 0 seconds, I'm going to push this crown back in. And that would be right about now. Okay, and the trick there is sometimes if you kind of turn this crown as you're pushing it in, maybe that would cause that to drift a little bit and it wouldn't be pointed exactly where you want it to be. But I'm satisfied that right now, as far as hours, minutes, and seconds, this is synchronized with atomic time, and so I'm going to let it keep going there. But you see, I've changed the day of the week and the date. So what you do to change that is you just pull this out one click instead of 2 clicks out. And then when I do that, if I turn this crown in a clockwise direction, as though I'm kind of pushing it away from myself this way, then you see that the day of the week is advancing. So this is where I decide if I want that to be Spanish or English. So Sunday or Domingo, and then it will stay in whatever language you've chosen. But I'm going to put it on Friday because today is actually Friday. And then if I turn this crown the opposite direction, counterclockwise, or as though I'm pulling it towards myself this way, then I will advance the day of the month, that date. So 7 months out of the year have 31 days. But on those other 5 months of the year that don't have 31 days, you would have to, at the end of the month or at the beginning of a new month, you would have to just advance that. So I'm going to pull this here, and let's see, the actual date today is Friday the 24th. So I'm going to just pull that in here. 21, 2, 3, and 4. And now it's set. I push this in, and there I go. Now this is said to be accurate to within 20 seconds a month. But so far, as I've looked at it, I think it's closer to maybe 1 second a week. So we're talking an accuracy of less than 10 seconds a month. So not bad at all. So on those months when you have 31 days, you probably don't have to do anything. If you're really a stickler for getting the second hand exactly synchronized, then I suppose maybe once a month or every couple of months when you have to do something about the date window there, then that would be a good time to maybe fiddle with getting the second hand synchronized. But for most of us, if we're a few seconds off, that's okay. So anyway, both of these watches have that same level of accuracy. They both, are set the same way using the same module. And there is one other version of this where instead of it looks more like this one with the dark face, and where these chrome numbers there are more of a gold tone, and maybe these numbers around the bezel are more yellow. I haven't picked that one up, but I picked these up about $24 each at Walmart, and you can find them online for about that same price. So, this could be, for some people, the perfect beater watch. In general, I don't like the concept of a beater watch or a watch that I'm going to, really abuse. But I suppose for a lot of people, and maybe even for me, this might be my go-to beater watch. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Right now, it's in great condition. I don't want to beat it up, but if it's a 100 meter water resistance and its accuracy I think even though they say 20 seconds a month, I think it's less than 10 seconds a month accuracy. What's not to like about this? It's lightweight, it's comfortable, and well, let me show you what it looks like on my wrist really quick. Some people really enjoy having a big watch, and like I said, compare that to this one here, and it's significantly larger than this kind of normal diver style watch. It's funny, if I look at my watches from the 1970s, all watches today are bigger than those 1970s watches, but that's a nice big watch, and my wrist is about 7.5 inches. Now what about, here's an idea. All right, so I've got this extra big one, and this one is kind of a little bit smaller, see? So there's not really one in between, but it's kind of funny that, hang on. I got to take that little sticker off. Come on, what am I thinking? All right, so here it gives you the rough estimate. This watch here is the MRW-210H, and then this larger one is the 210H. And while this larger one is available in 3 different color combinations, this one here is available in several different color combinations. I happen to have 2 different color combinations right now, but there are many others. And I did a full review on this watch here in another video. I show off some of the other colors, but I just thought it was fun to have kind of a parent and baby version of this watch, large and small. And they all, it's the same functions and features, and it's just kind of fun to have these two watches. And they're both reasonable sizes for me, this one being a little bit small, a little bit large, and this one being the one Goldilocks likes, that's just right. So this one here, you can generally find this for about $20 very easily. It may not be in stock at every local Walmart store, but you can find it online. I just happened to get a great deal on this one. They had it in the clearance bin, I don't know why, for $5. How could I pass that up? So anyway, I've had a good time with these new bargain watches that I happen to get at Walmart, but you can get them wherever you like. $25 or less for any of these, and they're just solid and nice and lightweight and comfortable, worry-free watches with a lot of great features for this price range. All right, that's all for now. I hope you will join me coming up soon in yet another episode of the Good Timekeeping Show.